Welcome back, folks. This is episode 51. It's about your paycheck. We're talking about some true crimes today. But before we get into it, how you doing, sir?
I'm doing good, brother. How about yourself?
I'm doing good, man. I'm doing good. Um, yeah, I'm doing
Good,
good.
good, man. Sometimes it doesn't need to be all drawn out and
Yeah.
a long
Yep.
articulation or something. You just
That's it.
good.
I'm good. Thank God.
Sir, yes, sir, for real.
So, what do we have today? Before we get into our main subject, which is a true pay crime,
Yep,
um, which what folks should not do at work.
yep.
And if you do, this is what happens. But before we get into that, of course, we got some pay news, current event news, update type things. What you got for us today, Walt?
I had something interesting that I did. Typically, I have an article, but I switched it up today.
Yeah, I like it.
I wanted to see what the top five employee motivators are according to Google, right? And see if you can identify with any of these. If you
Okay.
agree, or you think some could be switched out, or whatever. In no particular order, recognition and appreciation is up there for the top five. Having meaningful work with challenges, so people will want
Mm-hmm.
to have meaningful work
Yep.
that challenges them. Career growth opportunities, a positive company culture,
Yep.
and competitive compensation with benefits.
Yeah.
Right. So, do you feel as an employee, do you identify with any of those? Do those
Absolutely.
resonate with you?
Yeah. All of them. And um every the interesting part is that how can I say different people
Mhm.
are motivated by different things, right? Me, my title doesn't matter as much as my compensation does.
Yeah, yeah.
Managing people doesn't matter as much as it being impactful does
Mhm.
for me.
Yep, yep,
Like I want to add value, you know what I
yeah.
mean? And whatever that is, I'm happy with it. I
Mhm.
happen to know how to do payroll, so that's where I usually find the value and data. And at this point in my career, I've been doing HRS for a long time, as it fuels payroll, right? Because so, folks, if you ever have a problem, is
Mhm.
usually something that's set up on your employee profile that messed up, or just information that didn't get to the payroll person. Good. Anywho, that's me. What do you think?
Yeah. No, I agree with you. Look, like I definitely and the I definitely want something meaningful to feel like I have a
That's on
sense of
brand for you. Yep. Hmm.
accomplishment, and I definitely want a positive work environment or culture. Definitely want to be paid competitively, right?
Yep.
And have those benefits. And I think in a nutshell, just want to feel valued, right? And
Hmm.
I think that goes into the appreciation.
Walt wants all five. I like all five, and I want them equally.
Look, I think that I want to be able to have. I want to know that my work is being meaningful
Hmm.
and making a difference, right? I don't want to just feel like I'm not doing anything and not making a difference in some way or impact in some way, right? And what's important for me. So I agree with all these top
Yeah.
five, right?
Yeah.
Being like, and look, it doesn't necessarily mean being in a position of leadership, right?
No.
If I
No.
was in a different position or a different role, but I was paid what I wanted to be paid, I wouldn't have a problem with that.
Yep.
You know what I'm
Yep.
saying?
And we can't mess leadership up. We can't m- mix leadership with managers.
Yeah,
Just
okay.
because you are a manager does not mean you are a leader.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Just because you have people reporting to you doesn't mean you lead
Doesn't mean you are a
properly
leader.
either. Nope.
Yep. You could be
Yep.
the CEO and not be a leader.
Yep. Real.
Um, yeah, that's dope. I like it. Mine is around the remote, my favorite topic, the
Yeah.
remote work, to remote work or not to remote work. And this article will be in the show notes. It's from coindesk.com, and it's about Binance. It's a newer company that's in the cryptocurrency space. And they are remote work first. They built their company around being a remote work first type of business, and the way they justify it is Cryptocurrency is inherently global and decentralized. The crypto and Web3 industry operate around the clock with no single geographic or temporal center. It makes sense for to be remote first, right? Is they threw some numbers in there and they said a study by Stanford University revealed that remote work increases productivity by 13% while reducing turnover rates, and organizations save an average of $11,000 per employee
Wow.
annually.
Wow.
Come on now.
Bro, that's a lot of savings.
So remember how me and Walt and I are building a business here,
Mhm.
and we always say if we get to the point where we could actually work for ourselves, I would want it to be a remote first business as well. And we always say, hey, we take the money that we save in commercial real estate and we get the company together once or twice a year on
Yes.
local somewhere and have that company,
Yes.
you know what I'm saying, and
Yeah.
we do it at a new place every year, every time
Exactly.
it's in somewhere different around the world.
Yeah.
That's what you take that money, because yes, I do believe that there is value in getting together
Yes, there is.
in person for the fellowship of it all. There's value in that, but it doesn't have to be every day. So that's my take on it. I
Look,
love that they threw some good numbers in this article. It has a lot of good information in the article, but the numbers stood out to me.
nice. That was Binance, right?
Binance,
Nice. Okay. And they're a
cryptocurrency business.
cryptocurrency? Yeah.
hmm
Nice. Okay.
Yep.
Nice.
Before we get into the main topic today, let's pay some bills. Shout out to Time Track Go. And if you're an employee and you're tired of the paper and the messiness of whatever time solution you have, Time Track Go is an intuitive solution that makes managing employee hours and your timesheet, your clock in, simple and efficient. But don't take our word for it. Their customers have given Time Track Go a 4.7 out of 5 stars on Capterra, and they've been awarded best ease of use. So that's great for the employees, right? Trying to punch in and out, and for the operators, and best customer support. Okay, that's good for you as an employee. That's great for you because that means whoever you're going to reach out to has a good support. If you
Yep.
have any direct link to call them up, you're going to have customer support, right? But here's what some of the customers are saying: great value, best clock in app on the market, great time clock for the modern office, intuitive and efficient, simple to use, priced right, and the customer support is awesome.
Man, that's all great stuff there, man. Shout out to Time Track Go. To learn more about a simply better solution for time tracking, real time reporting, PTO automation, and payroll integrations, and more. And look, you might mention this to your HR rep, your payroll
Yes,
rep
your
at your
pair. Yeah.
job,
Yep.
and you might get some kudos for this. So
Yep.
you might want to learn more. So go visit www.timetrackgo.com. That's TIMETRAK go.com and start your 14-day free trial today. Let's
Let's
go.
go.
All right, man.
All
So
right.
we're gonna get into it. We have a couple of different sections here. I think I'm gonna start this
You
one
started. Oh, yeah.
off. I'll do the overview and the key takeaways, and then Brian would do prevention strategies and some warning signs for you as employees for things that
Roger
don't
that.
go. You know what I'm saying? Look, so this is a case about a wood framing company based in California. The episode of this, the title of this episode is called California Scheming. I
Scheming,
was gonna say
screaming.
screaming. California Schemin, and it involves a wood framing company that's based in California who was charged for felony theft and tax evasion. The company allegedly deprived its workers of their rightful earnings, resulting in a staggering $2.6 million loss for
Dang.
both the employees and the state. So the company builds wood framing for projects like for hotels, apartments,
Oh,
housing
so
developments.
big,
Yeah,
big projects.
and they shorted workers. They're saying at least 40,000.
You're tuning into the Careering with Cameron podcast, your safe place for asking all the dumb questions about finding a job. This is the place for you to get a clear, step-by-step roadmap for your career journey, including things you haven't even thought of. If you're a bright, data-driven individual in a STEM field who struggles with people skills, or you're just finishing college and wondering what's next, you are in the right place. My goal is to help you feel ready and empowered, not just apply for positions, but find work that truly aligns with your passions. I do what I do because I believe no one should have to navigate this alone. For 20 years, I was on the other side of the desk as a recruiter. I saw what worked, what didn't, and why. Now, as an ICF certified professional coach, I'm bringing the insight to help you, helping you think like a recruiter so you can land the job you want. Each week, I'll be bringing you actionable advice on everything from best practices for resume writing to what you could ask in your interview. Be sure to subscribe and rate 5 stars if you enjoy the podcast so others can too. Also, make sure to follow us over on Careering with Cameron and visit our website at www.talent-connect.net. See you October 15th, where episode 1 will be released to discuss the number 1 reason why you're not getting a job.
Wow.
So this occurred between the years of 2018 to 2022. The company's name was U.S. Framing West, and they hired unlicensed subcontractors and underreported payroll to the state employment development department. And the company was accused of grand theft, tax evasion, and prevailing wage theft, and filing false documents with the state. They also skipped on personal income tax withholding and premiums for state unemployment and disability insurance. Filed false payroll records for workers on Veterans Village, and which was the Cathedral City project. So the facility opened in 2022 and offered 60 housing units and services for veterans. Look, they didn't do right by the veterans either. They built this community, but they were still stealing stuff from the people who built it for them. The complaint says that the company stole wages from 19 workers in Riverside County in 2021 and 2022. Under California's penal code, employers can face grand theft charges for stealing more than $950 in wages and tips from one employee, or a total of $2,350 from 2 or more employees within a year. That's it
Yeah.
right there.
3.8 million. Yeah, so that was 40,000 per employee per year. Count of 19 employees over 4 or 5 years or so.
Yep.
That
4
brings
years.
you to the 2.6 million.
Yep.
Yep. Wow.
So, and look, the impact of this was it impacted the employees, right? The wage theft directly impacts the employees' financial stability and their trust in their employer, and the legal consequences. Enough said there. So, Brian, I'm gonna pass it to you, man.
Well, I'm just trying to, because it's always makes you, damn, yeah. So this company was saving like
Mm-hmm.
80,000 a month per, so 80,000 per month for all those employees. This is all estimates, just roundabout ish.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Maybe I'm a little higher, so maybe 70,000, 75,000. But that's a lot of money, 70,000 in a month.
Bro, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Again, remember, they get caught on the temptation
Mm-hmm.
of it, right? They do it 1 month. Oh wow, we saved $70,000 this month because we didn't do XYZ.
This company was doing all sorts of stuff. What did it say? They hired unlicensed subcontractors.
Yeah, unlicensed. That just, I don't know what do you think, but it just means
For
that,
me,
what does
that
it mean?
means they can probably get the job done. Doesn't mean it's going to be up to code or whatever. They'll get it done fast. You know, it may look nice, but it may
So
not
then
be.
maybe if let's assume that let's assume they did do it up to code. It
Okay,
means that they don't have to pay those people as much because they're
true.
not
That's,
licensed,
that's true.
right?
Maybe.
Like, and on top of that, they're not they're tax evading.
Yeah.
It's crazy. All right. Wow. So at least $70,000 a month that they in all these little schemes that they were doing.
Yep.
Wow, that's crazy. Takeaways. Impact on employees. Wage theft directly affects them, right? We disinfect. Some folks think, oh, we paid under the table, right? They're getting paid cash or something like that. Oh, this is making cash money. Yeah, but you're not putting away for Social Security or Medicare later on. The whole argument about Social Security going away is always is I've been hearing that rumor my whole entire life. That you can't bank on that. That can't be the strategy. Why should I pay in? I'm not going to get it anyway.
Yep.
That can't be the strategy because let's say you get to retirement age and guess what? You haven't paid in a dollar. And I know people like that. I know people that,
Yeah.
unfortunately have been under the table for their whole life.
Yeah.
And now they're in their 60s, looking at retirement and realizing, oh, snap,
Yep.
I haven't put a dime into the Social Security system. I ain't getting jack.
Mm.
Think about that, folks, as you, oh, I get this job, I got cash, I make cash. Even if it's part of it, we knew somebody that they got some money on the books and some money off.
Yep.
You still robbing from yourself unless you're going behind yourself and putting into an IRA. Then if
There's
you,
a type of pension
so
something.
let's qualify that. So if cash,
Mhm.
at the very least, you need to be building a retirement fund for yourself in the form of some type of investing into something legitimate
Mhm.
that will have some returns in the future. So no, it doesn't have to be Social Security system. And I do agree with, I think that people should have the option instead of putting into Social Security, you
Mhm.
can maybe, if they let us take a percentage, the lion's share of it. Hey, yeah,
Yeah.
we'll leave 10% in for the greater good, but I could take 90% of that Social Security, 90% of that 6.2%
Yep.
and invest it wherever I want.
Yep. Yep.
You know what I'm
And,
saying?
and look, by the company doing something like this to you, not paying their taxes, because there's an employer match
There's a match.
for
That's right.
this,
That's
right? That
right.
should go to
They
Social
robbing,
Security
yeah, they robbing you twice.
twice.
That's right. They're robbing you twice. Sorry about that. I get sidetracked.
That's a
The
good
other
point, man.
takeaway was legal consequences. Companies engaging in such practices face
Mhm.
severe legal penalties, including fines, potential imprisonment. And as an employee, if your company is shady, guess what? Your company's not going to be around for a while.
Yep.
So hopefully, if you like your job, guess what? You're not going to have it for long. You know
Yep.
what I mean? So it's those shortcuts, bro. It does not pay off.
No.
Slow and steady wins the race. The
Yep.
shortcuts don't pay off. You have to. Oh, thank you for sharing Myron Golden. Me and Walt swap Myron Golden videos all the time. Go look him up, okay?
Yes.
He's the one that says that kind of rich, middle, poor type of mentalities, and
Mhm.
poor work to pay bills. When you got a
Yep.
poor mentality, all you're thinking about is I need enough money to pay my bills.
Yep.
When you're in a middle class mentality, you want to make enough money to have a good credit score and have great credit,
Yep.
but it's still just working to pay the bills. Right? It's a high, yeah, you may drive a nicer car and you may live in a house, but you're just working to pay bills. Whereas rich people make money to go out and put their money to work. Listen, go look up Myron Golden, I think it is. And he has a ton of really great little bits of nuggets of advice to help you start to get a mindset around a better attitude with money.
Yep.
Recently, somebody in my family just told me, "Look, I'm not a risk taker, so I may never be rich, but I'm never gonna be broke."
Yep.
So that's a good strategy to have, because if
Yep.
you're not a risk taker, then yeah, you may not, you never, you're if you're not a risk taker, you're never going to see the millions and the overflow, because you got to take a risk at some point. Okay.
Yeah. It
Um.
all depends on how you view money, right? Like,
Yeah.
if you view money, and look, this may make sense to you or it may not, but how I qualify it in my head is, if do I view money as an asset, or do I view it as a tool?
Right.
A tool for me, like almost a hammer and nail to secure stuff in place for myself.
Hmm.
That's how I should view it, right?
See, for me, I look at tools as a way to make more money, because I
Yeah.
can go in the hammer in your nails in your house and make money.
Hey,
You know what I'm
Brad knows
saying?
how to do this. Can you
Right.
come help me do that? I'll pay
Right.
you
Or I
something
could
to do it,
teach
Brian.
somebody how to do it.
Yes.
Tools can help you make money.
Yep.
Anywho, those are the key takeaways from this article. Some of prevention strategies. This first set of prevention strategies is mainly for managers,
Yep.
right? If you're a manager and your job is to watch the cash register,
Hmm.
then this is something for you. Strict compliance, adhere
Yep.
to wage and hour laws are crucial. Have regular audits. Updates and legal requirements can help maintain compliance. Transparent payroll practices.
Yep.
I was just fixing the company payroll, and one of the pay rates, a premium rate is not showing where it should be. I'm like talking to the rep, and the rep was like, "Oh, you wanted to show?" I was like, "Yeah, it lacks transparency if you don't show it."
Yep.
People think they're not getting what they're owed if you don't like how. Please believe I bring these transparent practices to payroll every single day because my customer is my people, my friends and coworkers
Mhm.
are my customers. So I want them to feel comfortable when they see their paycheck. They know, oh, everything's clear. I don't even got to ask Brian anything. Everything's clear.
Yep.
Regular training for your staff, for yourself, for your employees to
Yep.
understand how to read a paycheck, to understand what the little codings are. Some
Yeah.
paychecks are restricted in how long the word can be, your earning code and descriptions and stuff like that. You don't want it too cryptic because then the employees are looking at their check and like, I don't know what this, and if am I getting paid? You don't want that. You
Yeah.
want it to be, you know, point is, if you do have to use codes, you want to train them and give them some type of reference manual cheat sheet so that they could look it up. Oh wait, let me go look up oh, I see.
So what do we say? Education is empowerment.
Education. That's right.
So you're
That's right.
empowering them by educating and training them.
Yep. And if you one of the last things for as a manager and leadership, build a whistleblower policy
Yep.
where your employees could reach out to a third party, not HR. This is the best one.
Yeah.
Some people try to do it with HR, but you don't get a lot of anonymity unless you are able to reach outside of the company somehow and
Mhm.
through a third party do
Yeah.
it some way because a lot of folks will not tell on their coworker in risk of retaliation, being ostracized. Oh man,
You snitches get stitches.
you snitching. Wherever you from, you that may be your code, and
Yeah.
that's fine. But if you build a good anonymous thing, maybe that may work.
And look, you may, as the manager, right? I know you may have employees that report to you, but maybe you're the one who's afraid because you're seeing something, you're noticing something in the trends
Yes,
and in the
right.
audits and stuff like
As a
that.
manager,
And
you
you're the
privy to
one
stuff. That's right.
who has to say something,
Yep.
but you might be afraid
Yeah.
because you're
Yeah.
like, no, I'm not going to ruffle any feathers. This is a good job. It's paying my bills. I can't afford anything to happen to me on this job.
I would give this. I would craft the message and send it and give it to like somebody outside of like you, for instance. I would say,
Mhm.
Walt, set up an email.
Hi, we're Meg and Amy from The Meg and Amy Show.
We're not only tech execs and big picture thinkers, we're also best friends.
We're curious learners. And on this podcast, we're challenging the status quo and activating the future.
And we're going to give advice about work and leadership, right, Meg?
You know, we can't help ourselves. But this podcast is about exploring possibility, not being right.
That sounds refreshing.
For more, tune in to The Meg and Amy Show.
Not your regular email. Set up an email
Mhm.
address for me from your crib, from the library around your way, and send this email to my job for me to this person.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Because I can't. And if they really want to dig, IP addresses can be peeled off, geography can be placed,
I can go print something from the printer down the way and then
right?
mail a letter.
Or that, or mail a letter and
Yeah.
print it exactly. Go print it at FedEx.
Yep.
Somebody recently said Kinkos, and they were like, Kinkos used to be this because there ain't no more Kinkos. It's
Yeah.
FedEx now, took it
Yeah.
over. But go print it out somewhere else, put it in the
Yep.
mail. Exactly right. Do something anonymous. That's truly anonymous. And
Yeah.
honestly, oh, if I would do something like that,
Yeah.
and then, ooh, am I doing the last one too? Warnings for signs for employees.
Yeah. Yeah. Because I think you did. I did key takeaways. I think you did it again.
Oh, did I?
I think so. I was
You
just
can cut
noticing.
it out. You can cut it out too.
No, you'll cut it out. 'Cause you're editing.
Oh, damn, this is my editing. I can cut it out then. There you go. All right, cool. And we're under time. All right.
Yeah.
So, warning signs for that's the coquito. Sorry, folks. Uh,
I wish I had. Oh, dang.
see? See? I'm gonna have to, oh man, I'm gonna have to send you about. Do you like it? Like coconut?
Oh yeah.
Yeah?
Coquito.
Oh,
Yeah. I know it. I know it. The consistency is eggnog, but it tastes
yes.
to me it's better than eggnog. Way better.
Yes, exactly.
Like, ugh.
Yeah, exactly. All right. Oh, next year I'm gonna send you a bottle. So the warning signs for employees, as it's about your paycheck.
Mhm.
And this is I love thank you so much for this because this is really good. Warning signs for employees: unexplained deductions. Think about it. You got a big workforce.
Yep.
You take $1 here, dollar there. The building fund, in your
Yep.
paycheck.
Mhm.
Oh, don't worry, you signed it in when you did the handbook and the onboarding. Is this the building fund? There's $1
Mhm.
from every check. Oh, it's 1%.
It's a
It's
back
the
charge.
building
You
fund.
remember those
It's
uniforms, those shirts that you
yeah,
they gave
yeah.
you?
Remember when we did this at a
Yeah,
field day? We just taking that back for this.
yeah,
What? What?
yeah,
Now, see, employees. Here's where this show is worth $1 million because anything that a company does in your paycheck, there's most likely requirements for you to sign off on it.
yep, yep,
So by state, there are legalities that what can employers do to your paycheck.
yep.
So if you feel like there's unexplained deductions going on, you can absolutely, hey, can you send me the documentation for this? Can you send me the backup? I don't remember signing off on it. Where
And
was
look,
it?
and in most systems, I'm not gonna say most, but a lot of systems
A
that are
lot,
out there,
right?
if a change happens on your record, you should get a notification.
Ooh, the sophisticated ones. Yes, the
Yeah,
new.
you may get a
That's right.
notification if you
That's
see
right.
that, just don't ignore it.
Go.
If you get a
Yep.
notification, you didn't make a change in
That's
the
right.
system, and
Yep.
you see the email come over, view it, open it real
Yep.
quick. You have our email on our smart device,
Yeah. Yeah.
right? Our one
If
devices.
if it's cryptic,
Yeah.
ask HR, ask payroll, what's this about? A
Mhm.
notification that my profile was changed, but I don't see anything change. What? How do
Yep.
I find?
It
So
says I changed
question
my
it.
taxes. It says it changed my
Yeah.
deductions. It says it changed this. I changed that.
Yes.
And I didn't go in
Yes.
today.
They could make up oh, New York implemented a new tax when it's such thing.
Mhm.
Yeah, but how come it don't? And again, if you got deductions in your check, ask for the backup.
Yep.
Late payments, consistent delays in receiving wages can be a sign of underlying issues. If they have to wait a day or two for the cash hit,
Hey,
the way
I'm
their
gonna give
check-ins
you
and
a
the
tip
save is,
now. But don't cash it until next Friday. Not this Friday.
I'll gladly pay you 3 burgers for
Yes.
pay you on Friday.
Yep. You can have the burgers now. You can have the fries next week.
Yeah. So that's not a good sign. And like Walt has done the research, those of us who get paid wrong more than 1 or 2 times, I'll start looking for a new job anyway.
Yep. Yep.
Folks are kind of hip to that. Oh, wait, late. Whoa, you messed my check up? I got to go.
Mm-hmm.
Lack of pay stubs. What? I can't
Mm-hmm.
even believe that it would exist. That you don't have a pay stub for record. First of all, it's illegal in most states. Okay. In a lot of states, it's illegal to not provide a pay stub. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
If you do not get a pay stub, a ginormous red flag.
Yep.
Stop right there. You may want to start looking for a new job. What's up?
There is something though.
What?
If you're in one of these states that it says in the United States, I just Googled it. And look, fact check us. This
Hmm.
may be
Hmm.
old, but this is
Please
what
fact check us. Yeah.
Google is saying. That in the United States, employers in 9 states do not have to provide pay stubs to their employees.
That's crazy.
If you're in one of these states that I'm about to mention, these nine
What is
states,
it?
Alabama,
Uh huh.
Arkansas,
Uh
Florida,
huh.
Georgia,
Uh huh.
Louisiana,
I see a
Mississippi,
trend.
Ohio, South Dakota,
I see a trend.
Tennessee. He's like the South.
The South, basically. All right, now, Civil War was
Southeast.
a long time ago, folks.
Oh my
Slavery's
god.
over.
Oh my
Holy
god.
cow.
Oh my
That's
god.
crazy.
Yeah, man. Look, but that may be even still for your most employers in those states do give stubs either way.
Oh, of course.
If they're not, that
That's a
should put
huge
your
red flag.
antennas up, right? That should be
Yep.
a red flag. Like, wait,
How they
we
even paying you, first of all, because it's
yeah,
like any system that they use is automatically generating a stub.
yes, yep, yes,
Now, if they're paying you cash, then duh, you're not getting a stub. You know what I
yep,
mean? If
yep,
it's mom and pop in bodega and they're writing a check out of their checkbook, then yeah, you might not get a stub. You know what
yep,
I mean? Um, and then the last one is unpaid overtime. Again, any of these or late or unexplained, right?
yeah,
That's a form of wage theft. If they're not paying your overtime, and managers love to. I've seen Fortune 500 companies be like, "I'm not paying the overtime. I told them, and da da da," and they still do it. Yes, if they do it, they have to pay it, and it's
it,
a coaching. Like you have to walk
and
the door if
And
they're not listening.
and look, some of it is because of not because it's willful ignorance, right? It's because they may just not know, right? A manager could be.
Yeah,
I've had to explain as a payroll professional, right? I had to explain to a manager who had been in their position for a long time. Hey, that's not how overtime works. No,
it's not at your discretion.
yeah, because she was basically saying, "Oh,
Or he.
there were moving hours. This person didn't clock in, right? So
Mm.
I'm trying to avoid OT. So I'm going to put it not in this pay period. I'm going to put it on the next pay period. They have less hours,
Oh my
so it
God.
doesn't. So I avoid having OT. It doesn't work like that. Those
Sure
hours were
don't.
worked in that previous period, and it should impacted their pay and put them into OT eligibility. You have to pay them that.
Remember, some states is OT by the day.
Yeah.
You go
And
over an
look,
8-hour shift, you get OT.
and not to drag this out here, but going back to the pay stub,
Mm-hmm.
look, there's a study by NELP.
Nope.
They said that 97% of employers who pay workers in cash did not provide a pay stub. If you're getting paid in cash,
Yeah, you know something shady going on. Exactly right.
97%.
Exactly. And unless you like back in the day, I remember I used to work for Wallbounds, and Wallbounds would give us our check, but
Mhm.
for a fee, we could give it right back and cash it. But you tear the stub off,
Mhm.
right? And like my good boss, I had a boss that was a jerk, and the nice boss would do the right thing and take the stub off, give it back to you, cash a check, boom. So
Have you ever wondered what really makes a generation tick? Who gets to pick the name? And why the slang keeps changing? Don't worry, I can help. My name's Dr. Megan Grace. On hashtag Gen Z, I share the voices and experiences of Generation Z, how they're different from other generations, what moves them, and why they do what they do. In each episode, we go beyond the buzzwords and the stereotypes to dive into real conversations and the insights that matter to making intergenerational collaboration a reality. You can catch hashtag Gen Z on the Work to Find Podcast Network and wherever you listen to podcasts.
that's not the same. There's a stub there that you should be keeping, and even if they cash it for you, portion back, not the stub.
Mhm.
Yeah, good stuff, man.
Yeah,
Good
that's stuff.
stuff. We also got some great resources that Walt procured for us for employees, Department of Labor, Employment Law Project, and California Labor Commission, just to name a few for some links here. There are resources for us, folks. There are where there's what I learned, how can I say, what becomes more true to me as I learn and do research, where there's a will, there's a way.
Yep.
If you want something to change for yourself, you can absolutely do that
Yep.
and go look. Right now, the resources are there for us, and
Yep.
anything that there is. If you got a problem, any facet of your life, there's probably some type of help out there for you.
Yes.
So, anywho, what's the question of the day?
It's simple. Man, why do these kinds of crimes continue to happen, Brian?
Temptation,
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 greed.
greed, Yep, I think it all goes back to temptation.
Yeah.
You greedy? Yep, you're gonna be tempted real easy. Even like we said. By the way, folks, we did two paid true crimes this week. If you want to listen to more, go check the other episode out on It's About Payroll, and we talked. There's a lot of similar things, right?
Mhm.
If you could have even started off in a very, oh man, I just need this month. This is a bad my family
Yeah.
medical on some John Q shit, and right, and I need this for my family, my son's medical, my daughter, whatever. And then
Yeah.
next month you're like, wait, that was pretty easy. Nobody came a looking for me. I'm gonna do it again. And I'm gonna do it
Look,
again. And I'm gonna do it
yes.
again.
And I think it's temptation plus the feeling of having, especially if you come from modest beginnings, right?
Mm-hmm.
If you come from a family that struggled
Hmm.
and stuff like that, right? And you didn't have much, and then all of a sudden you're put in this position of power and influence or in decision making,
Yep.
and now you have access to all this cash,
Hmm.
all this currency.
Hmm.
It's just wow. I
Yep.
mean, that's $1 million right there. I could take half of that. I could take half of that and not report to the
Exactly.
IRS, a
Exactly.
little
You're
bit.
still reporting. You're still reporting, so you feel like,
Yeah.
oh wow. But see, what people don't realize, and here's the thing, folks, employees especially, if you're outside of me and Walt are seasoned payroll veterans, over 40 years between the both of us. We know the calculations for it all. You're not hiding anything because we know this plus that, this times that is going to give you that. If you give us two parts of the equation, we will figure out the third because it's all math. It's all some type of rate. What state are you in? Here's that rate. Federal,
Yep.
here's that rate. What bracket? How much do you make? Here's that rate.
Yep. Yep.
It's all explainable.
Yep.
So you can't hide anything from the government because they're gonna see the disproportionate things. They're gonna say, "Wait a minute, these guys got a lot of hours worked," because you're not thinking to fix everything proportionately,
Yep.
right? This is how these folks get caught because they don't know how to do it in a
Yep.
way that they wouldn't get caught. And guess what? Most payroll folks are too honest to do that. We value our work too much. There are a few of us out there in these true crimes that, again, get tempted.
Yeah.
They do something, the ghost employ, whatever. But the government, the agencies, all of them are going to find it in an audit. And it may take, what'd you say? It usually goes like 18 months before it's
That's
discovered.
the average cycle.
The average cycle, 18. So that's all you got. 18 months to get away with and not get away with it, to do it before you get caught,
Yeah.
right? It just comes down to that, man. It comes down to that temptation piece. And what do you think? Well, you
No,
said it. Temptation
yeah,
and what? What was it?
temptation and that feeling of not having, and all of a sudden
And
you're
now you
thrust
got.
into that. Like,
Yeah.
think about it. Like, think about when I first started. I remember I worked for FEMA, and I'll be transparent here, and I want to be. I'll be make it quick for the sake of
Mm-hmm.
time. But like, I worked for FEMA, and I made the most money I had ever made
Oh wow.
for FEMA at that time, right? And so I was like, oh my God, I had been making 10, 11, 12, $13 an hour, even doing payroll, different positions and stuff like that.
For sure.
And so I
Yep.
got this job and I got a $8 bump,
Wow.
$8 more
That's a
an
lot of
hour.
money back then. Yep.
That's a lot of money back in
Mm-hmm.
early 2000. You know what I'm saying? So I made this money, and then I just started. I started going out to eat lunch, and my bill would be $20, but then
Uh-huh.
I would leave a $20 tip.
Damn. You
I thought
boom.
in my head, I thought, oh, I got all this money, and I burnt through it so fast
Oh my
that I didn't
God.
have anything left over.
Left. Oh my God.
And
Yep.
this is my because we had seen a little bit of struggle growing up
Mm-hmm.
as
Yep.
as a kid and as a family, right?
Yep.
We had seen some of that stuff, so now I have access to all of this cash. I'm out here thinking that I need to spend it and not knowing that I should invest it, right? So it could be the same thing for these people.
Yes. You know what we should do on the next episode of this, because I wasn't able to think about what the next one should be, is what's rich?
Oh,
We should define rich, wealth, right? What are the levels?
hmm
And I'm sure they're dollar amounts, because I'm sure in ChatGPT will say rich is considered this, or let's
yeah,
define that. Let's
yeah.
define that. Let's define what rich and wealthy mean on the next episode.
Let's do it, bro.
Yeah. All right, folks. We
All
love
right.
you.